Conflict resolution policy. Problems, misunderstanding, and frustration may arise in the workplace. It is Boys and Girls Club of North Central Florida intent to be responsive to our employees and their concerns. Therefore, an employee who is confronted with a problem may use the procedures described below to resolve or clarify his or her concern. The purpose of this policy is to provide a quick, effectively, and consistently applied method for a non-supervisor employee to present his or her concern to management and have their concerns internally resolved. Discuss with supervisor. Initially, employees should bring their concerns and complaints to their site director. If the complaint involves the site director, the employee should schedule an appointment with the site director to discuss the problem that gave rise to the complaint within 5 working days of the date of the incident occurred. The site director should respond in writing to the complaint within 5 days of the meeting held with the complainant employee. Written complaint and decision. If the discussion with the site director does not resolve the problem to the mutual satisfaction of the employee and the site director, or if the site director does not respond to the complaint, the employee must submit a written complaint to the executive director. Employees may request assistance with writing their complaints from Human Resource Department. The executive director should forward a copy of the complaint to HR department. The submission of the written complaint is due within 5 working days of the response from the site director. The complaint should include the problem and the date when the incident occurred, suggestions on ways to resolve the problem, a copy of the site director's written response or a summary of their verbal response and the date when the employee met with the site director. If the site director provides no response, the complaint should state that. Upon receipt of the formal complaint, the executive director must schedule a meeting with the employee within 5 working days to discuss the complaint. Within approximately 5 working days after the discussion, the executive director should issue a decision both in written and oral to the employees filing the complaint. Appeal of decision. If the employee is dissatisfied with the decision of the executive director, the employee may, within 5 working days, appeal this decision in writing to the HR department. If it believes that the complaint raises serious questions of fact or interpretation of policy, the HR department may call a meeting with the parties directly involved to facilitate a resolution, or refer complaint to a review committee consisting of a board member, an HR employee, and uninvolved manager. The HR department may gather further information from involved parties. Decisions made as a result of this step will be final. Additional guidance. If an employee fails to appeal from one level to the next level of this procedure within the time limit set forth above, the problem should be considered settled on the basis of the last decision, and the problem should not be subjected to further consideration, because problems are best resolved on an individual basis. The conflict resolution procedure may be initiated only by individual employees and not by group of employees. All complaints must be made in good faith. Boys and Girls Club of North Central Florida reserves the right to impose disciplinary actions for any conduct it considers to be disruptive or inappropriate. The consequences of each situation may vary, and the level of disciplinary actions may also vary, depending on factors such as the nature of the offense, whether it is repeated, the employee's work record, the impact of the conduct on the on the organization, no Boys and Girls Club of North Central Florida employee will be subject to retaliation for filing a complaint under this policy.